Hello guys, Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. Hope you're all doing very, very well today. In this episode, I'm going to go back to the house of Zara. This is actually one of many few Zara fragrances to come. Nah, just kidding. There might be another one coming up very, very soon. But yeah, this is another good Zara fragrance which I've had in my collection for, a couple of weeks. Recently just got myself a new big bottle of it, because I do enjoy wearing this fragrance. Even though it does smell like a very popular fragrance from Paco Rabanne. And no, I'm not saying 1 million, by the way, because if it did smell like 1 million, I would go nowhere near it. Yeah. So this fragrance is inspired by one place in Korea. And it's a beautiful city, and it's called Seoul. And the fragrance that we're going to be reviewing today is Seoul by Zara. If you guys have a different bottle design than mine, don't worry about it. It'll just be the same fragrance, because I've noticed Zara like to, change a lot of their bottle designs quite a lot. So don't worry about that. However, this bottle design is really cool. It's a 100ml size. We get Seoul, and we get the address of the actual store, the Zara store in Seoul itself, which is 5328 Sinsadong, Gangnam-gu. Now, I did also do a first impression video on this fragrance, along with another fragrance from Zara which I got. I will leave a link to it at the end of this video. So if you're interested in seeing that, please feel free. So, let's go ahead and talk about this fragrance. Here we go. Now, Seoul is the capital and largest city in the Republic of Korea, commonly known as South Korea. Pretty much, it is a beautiful city, absolutely gorgeous. It's huge. It's actually got a population of 50.22 million people. That's quite a lot of people. And 678,102 people are international residents. So the city itself is massive. Now, Zara brought out a fragrance collection in 2014 called the Zara City Collection. And pretty much what this is a group of fragrances that represent all of the Zara stores around the world. And this one represents the one in Seoul, in Korea. So, yeah, let's get on to it. How does this one smell? Well, let's talk about the notes, shall we? So obviously those top notes, we get tangerine orange and nutmeg. This fragrance opens up exactly the same as a very well-known fragrance on the market in today's world. And that fragrance is Invictus by Paco Rabanne. Now, Invictus, the first time I smelled it, I actually really liked it. I thought, you know what, yep, this is an improvement from 1 million. This is a completely different blend. I like this, okay? And even though I don't own a bottle of it, I have actually owned quite a lot of fragrances that are clones of Invictus. So whenever I smell Invictus, I do definitely see a quality smell. But with all the clones, not so much. However, this one actually matches the smell of Invictus. This one is probably more fresher, more cleaner. The tangerine orange in this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. It's very breezy. Very refreshing, very clean, but it's also very sweet. So if you like citrusy smells, especially like tangerine orange, just know that you are going to be getting an insanely sweet orange in this. I wouldn't exactly call it a candy-like or sugary orange. It's just, it smells like a very sweet fruit smell. The nutmeg in the top creates a nice woody sort of herbal smell as well on the top. So we are getting that nice citrusy orange. But the nutmeg does create something rather unique. But if you do own and love Invictus, this is definitely the best clone that I've come across. It's incredible. Really, really is good. Now let's look at the middle notes for this fragrance. Now those middle notes are really interesting, especially the C notes, because I actually really like notes like that in fragrances. I like sea notes and, you know, ocean accords, stuff like that I really find intriguing, and this fragrance is really good for that. A sea salt, like a sea salt and maybe like a sand sort of smell. You know, like the smell of salt that you smell in the air at the beach. However, in this fragrance, it's more seaweedy and more sweet and fresh, if that's the right word for it. It's overall just a fruit bomb of bergamot. It's so, so good. But also when I do smell this, I do think of, you know, a nightclub. You know, I do think of a lot of guys wearing this on a nightclub. Because obviously, you know, Invictus is starting to get very popular now. I don't think it'll ever be as popular as 1 million, but it's certainly getting a lot of hype, you know. But this is definitely the best clone to Invictus that you can come across. But yes, brilliant fragrance, especially in the middle. It's just like after that hour mark, it does start to get a little bit seaweedy. That's the only word I can really give it. Like seaweed mixed with a sort of fresh air, breezy smell. That makes sense. But really, really good fragrance, guys. Really, really nice at this point. Now let's check out the dry down. So in the base, we get the amber and the cedarwood. I don't really get a lot of cedarwood, if I'm honest. I mean, this fragrance is already super sweet, and cedarwood creates a lot of sweetness in a fragrance. Definitely some amber in this fragrance, though. It's very oriental, very sweet, and also a little bit mysterious. This fragrance doesn't have the best longevity, but I will be putting all that at the end in my final rating. But the dry down is very soft. It still keeps its sweetness. Definitely not as sweet as it is when you first spray it, but it definitely keeps its sweetness up in the dry down. And yeah, I mean, it's a great fragrance. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely the best clone to Invictus. You know, I've smelled, what was it? Wanted by Zara, and I just thought, what is this? What is this fragrance? You know, they're just completely ripping off Invictus. However, I think when a company like Zara do it, it doesn't seem as bad, you know, because they're not as like well known as Paco Rabanne and stuff like that. So I think this is a good creation. Obviously the perfume is unknown. I don't know who's created it, but this is one of those fragrances that when you smell it from the sprayer, it smells completely different than it does on your skin. There is also another version of this. So there is a flanker to this fragrance called Seoul Summer, which I will be doing a review on very, very soon. That's what I was saying before when I was talking about all of the Zara reviews and stuff. Just better get used to them, guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for watching my review. Now, please check out my final rating at the end of this video, and I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Keep smelling good, and bye-bye for now.